Okay, here we go. Welcome to Wednesday. It's a beautiful day. It's April 23rd, and there are really exciting things happening in Dubai right now. So I am sure if you have not logged in yet, you will be watching this later because I'm sharing all this valuable information that you definitely want to make sure you remember when you are off to the next trade show coming to Dubai. Well, let me tell you all about it as I share my screen and give you guys a little bit more understanding of what we're talking about. So next week, Arabian Travel Market is coming to Dubai. And if you love traveling, if you like anything that takes you away from the work day every single day, then this is one of those shows that you're going to want to get to. Obviously, it's a big, big, big event for B2B, and I absolutely love it because it takes me away to another world just by going to figure out where I want to travel next and which destination is being advertised all over the trade show floor. So it's so exciting. Now, my name's Rachel, and I've been in the Middle East for 17 years, and I run the Bizz Advisors, and I'm the founder of the BizzAngels that goes and helps businesses out on the show floor. So I'm going to take you through everything you need to know about this show to make sure that you have everything ready to rock and roll. So, first of all, a little bit more information about me. I won a number of great awards last year, so I'm going to just brag about them for a minute, from innovation lead generation business to 200 power women leaders of 2024 and a business consultant of the year. So these are great, and I feel so amazing. So I have to kind of share and remind the world of just all this hard work I've done for the last 30 years of my career in sales and 17 years in the Middle East that I've been here, born and raised in New York City. I stood in Times Square every day waiting for the bus, and I really have, this energy inside of me every single day that I bring to my life and everything I do. I am extremely passionate about building business relationships through human connections. And the way to do that is really celebrating who we are and a value we bring to the business and moving forward, and exactly what we're here to do and get accomplished. So I've worked with a number of different businesses. They range from fintech, IT, FMCG, media, and so many different others. And sales is really the same. Doesn't matter what you do, you are solving problems for people. And it's all really about how you do that effectively. And so I'm going to just show you how I started my career years ago. When I was working in commercial color printing, I needed to find my own leads, and I didn't have a marketing department. So I didn't have the luxury of a lot of these businesses today where people are investing in marketing as a big requirement. So I went to trade shows, and this is where I am today. And I want to share everything I've learned from that experience because that's how I drove millions and millions of dollars worth of pipeline to generated revenue. And I made over six figures in my 20s before I moved to the Middle East, and where I continue to thrive and help businesses get to the customers that they need to get to. So today we're going to talk about the event app, the pre-event preparation that you should have already been planning, your event strategy at event, and all the follow-up that you need to do. So there's a bunch of pain points when it comes to trade shows. There's no doubt going to a trade show is just not about just networking and being social. You may be social, you may not be social, but there's a whole bunch of problems. So let's just talk about them. Ineffective booth design. Are you a sponsor? Are you are you actually there at the show as a participant walking the show floor? How are you getting the attention that your brand needs? How about untrained booth staff? I can't tell you how many times people hire promo models to help their business. I'm finding people, even when I go onto the trade show floor, really confused what they're doing, what their objectives are, what they need to share, who they need to talk to. Untrained people just are really hindering these business success. How about inadequate pre-show marketing? What you write, how you connect, what your planning process is for strategic takeover. Any time people go to war, they plan on a strategy. You are effectively going to maximize an opportunity and really optimize your time. Time is money. So how would you do this without a strategy? So it's really, really interesting how many people are not doing it. I'm going to show you what you should be doing so you can implement it immediately. The insufficient follow-up, big problem. You meet a lot of people, nobody follows up, big problem. How about budget restraints? Oh, I don't have enough money to pay. Average lead, at a trade show in 2024 is $811. That is basically an estimation. It goes down or up depending on where you traveled from, the hotel cost, your food and beverage costs, if you sponsored, your marketing cost, what exactly happened on the show floor, how big your stand was. Everything is costing something. And when you don't convert sales leads, that means that it could potentially be affecting that bottom line and how much money you're either burning, at these events, or basically really optimizing really what you do. So there's no doubt time management. Some of these shows like Arabian Travel Market, it's huge. It's massive. They've taken over half of the trade center, if not all of it, and people are everywhere. So how are you going to really optimize where you go? You're going to be exhausted. You're going to be talking to lots of people. So why not manage your time effectively? How about measuring success? What KPIs have you preset or your business preset for the people attending these shows? What objectives are you trying to reach? And what KPIs do you have and already predetermined so that you know how to measure if this was really worth your time or your money? So lead qualification, what people are doing, because I've seen too much. People are standing, they're just talking, not even realizing, are they talking to the right person, right? I mean, I love some of these people I meet. They're like, oh, I just am sharing my business with everybody. I'm like, okay, what is that going to do to your bottom line? So are you just a branding expert, just sharing? Might as well just be handing out flyers. Or are you actually trying to convert sales? If you are there to convert sales, then you should be qualifying. Technology can play a big part. How you optimize it, how you utilize it, are you using, and cultural differences. The Dubai has every nationality in the world. Coming from New York City, I love it because I felt like this was the closest thing to New York City I've ever been. I got every nationality in the world. And so how are you going to engage effectively with all these different cultures? Are you aware? Do you know? So let's go right into the app, shall we? The app has every event has an event but there's great ways to look at the events, through the app, and you can do that before the show. So download it today. You're going to see all the information you need. The most important for me in this app is a floor plan, the conference programs, the exhibitor directory, speakers, right? Every decision maker in this industry is going to be there. Where are they most likely going to be? On a panel talking, because this is how they bring the experts to the table to really optimize the time, right? And this is exactly where you want to go. Look through it. So here's a little just overview of how it's going to work. It's super simple. This one's really basic. It gives you the whole show floor, and if you're searching to find certain hotels or certain suppliers or certain industries, you have a whole way of looking at the exhibitors because you have the activity that you can actually search. Then from there, it will tell you exactly the exhibitors that match those search, and then boom, bada bing, they'll give you information. Now, this one's kind of limiting because you can't really see more information than who they are and their business information. You're not seeing who the people are, and you're not seeing their contact details, or what their job titles are. So you kind of have to use the app and then use things like LinkedIn to really kind of work backwards to find out who is it that you need to meet at this event. And you can go to their stand and ask for the right person by name, not just walking up blinded and be like, hi, can I talk to the general manager? Because that never makes anyone feel good. However, as you can see, you can search the people based on the speakers. And this is a great way to really optimize how you're going to connect with the right people. And even if you can't connect with them on the app, you can connect with them on LinkedIn. Hey, I'm going to the trade show. Would it be nice to connect with you while we're here? So this is all about the pre-event preparation. So it's about the research, and that app's going to give you that research, how you're going to reach out to them, what are you going to say, using LinkedIn to really optimize it, because some people will be using the app, but everyone's using LinkedIn. So let's be real. It's the biggest business networking app on the planet. It's the only one out there. No one else is competing per job title. And not only that, but there's so many third-party resources, from like scraping the event to data to, let's say, if you're going to try to find a phone number, an email, that you could utilize off of LinkedIn's platform. So really important. And then clearly your CRM, what you're using to track this information, is really important. So Why not engage like a pro? That's what I'm trying to get people to do. I love it. I've been doing it, and you and your team should already know your elevator pitch. You have a very short amount of time. We're talking about thousands and thousands of people walking the show floor. You do not have all the time in the world to stand there wasting conversation with the wrong person. So it is so important that you make your elevator pitch at least 1 minute. Test yourself in the mirror in the morning. What do I have to say? How am I going to elevate who I am? Right. And that what value I have to the world. You need to build credibility. You need to build trust. So you're going to use things like how many years have you been in business? What kind of clients do you already work with? What regions do you service? And what value do you give clients that work with you that are different than what your competition has? Because clearly, every competition in this, all that your competition is going to be there at the show. So, what's going to differentiate you? So, that's the first thing. The second is qualifying questions. Give yourself three. What am I going to ask that I'm going to understand if they're my ideal client? So if you're looking for clients, you want to know, do they suffer from the pain that you solve? Do they already have a supplier? What kind of concerns, that are they currently having that you can potentially help them with, right? Imagine, put your head into a service space because a lot of time people in sales feel like I got to show them this is what I do, this is what I do without asking questions. And the most powerful is to ask questions. So the best salespeople are those that are not talking, but are actually engaging by asking questions and hearing the other person speak. That's so empowering. So give yourself three to qualify and find out if that person is the person you should be speaking to for more than a couple of minutes. Now, target your clients to find. Like I mentioned, the app has it. The website has the sponsors. If you're there to meet sponsors and the speakers, then you can clearly target them. Give yourself a target, set it up each day, know where they are in the map, and give yourself daily strategy of who you're going to meet. Keep in mind, the best people, the most important people come for the first couple days. That's it. The end of the show usually tails off, and you're going to be fulfilled with every salesperson for every business on the show floor. They're all just waiting for a customer to come and drop into their hands, which may or may not happen. But if I look at some of the statistics of people after trade shows, usually they're looking at maybe, if they're lucky, 20% of customers that are interesting coming to their booth, which means you need to have a strategy to go out. Now, since most businesses are stuck on the stand, this is why the BizzAngels are so successful. They are your outsourced lead generation support. They are exclusive for your business, and they are basically sophistication meets powerful connections because I train them. I go through it with you, who your target is, who you're trying to meet. We train the BizzAngels to represent your brand so they know exactly your business, what the elevator pitch is, what the qualifying questions is, and they go out and they hunt for your leads, which means they go and talk to everyone they need to effectively and efficiently so they can get on average 5 marketing leads an hour, which would be your ideal client in the ideal business, and then try to bring them either to your stand to meet you or set a sales meeting for a follow-up and just connect you. So you don't have to sit there waiting, doing the pitch, doing the qualifying. They do it for you. It's a breeze and it's effortless. And it's really a great way to optimizing a show that's huge because there's no way you're going to be able to get off that stand. So think about all those other opportunities that you're just missing, right? So I say failed plan, plan to fail. But I want you to be strategic. I want you to be confident, and I want you to plan your day. It's so important to make sure that you're planned every single day so that you have the best way of optimizing the show. Have some KPIs so you know how many people you need to meet and try to convert to potential sales meetings. And then I want you to read body language. Majority of our communication is not from what comes out of our mouth. It's actually how we react, how we respond, and how we look. So, don't you want to know the tips? You gotta read the body language. If you don't have time to train with me, then let me tell you, there's lots of resources out there, and everything I know is taught by somebody else. So it's time for you to pick up your skills and start learning this stuff if you're out there doing any type of connecting, any type of communication, and any type of engagement. Because how people are, whether their arms are crossed, whether they're picking their face, whatever it may be, their eyes are so telling. And this is going to give you huge insight when you talk to somebody live at an event. So be efficient, set your targets, and you should be pretty successful. So if there were more people here, I'd have you engaging, finding out exactly what do you feel confident about when you engage? What do you don't feel confident? Because confidence is a big part. People can smell it off of you. And if you are not confident in what you're selling, it could do more harm than not. I almost think if you're not confident and if you're not like looking really good, then you shouldn't be going to a trade show because you might as well burn your marketing money. If you don't feel good enough to look and stand and represent your brand, you're doing more harm than not. So keep that in mind. So listen, the BizzAngels, I want to tell you, we go out to trade shows with or without sales and business owners. We go to trade shows, and then here we went to Saudi Arabia. We jumped on a plane so a team didn't have to, that wasn't locally in the region. We actually went to go find strategic partners, and that's exactly what the BizzAngels did. 2 days at the trade show, the first two to make sure they optimize the right people that were there. They secured 172 leads. These were potential conversations, and each one that they had, they qualified, are you interested in a sales meeting? They said yes. This became a secured meeting in either on the telephone or in their calendar. 41 secured sales meetings to have these conversations. So they may or not have sold to the end customer, but working together strategically, finding strategic partners, finding people that made sense, finding staff members that they needed to hire, finding these type of resources, any kind of objectives that basically break down a purpose to find another human. That's what they're doing. And our client was so happy because we made such a great impression. So why not? Why not consider it? Now, the follow-up. This is a big part of it. You can get a contact, but if you don't follow up, what is the point? Do you know that 80% of trade show leads are never followed up on? Immediately, they should be connected back. You should never let it go cold. So I try to tell people after you meet them, immediately connect back. Some people connect just on their QR code, connect on WhatsApp, don't save any notes, have no idea who they are, don't save any notes about the conversation they had, so they can't keep it really personal and reference back so they can be memorable. So these are all missing things that people miss. But if you're connecting, great, it's a good start. Try to automate it. Why not? Right? There's automation tools now that you can do it. And clearly, there's a nurturing aspect after that that is very important. There's no doubt if you're busy working on leads that are in your pipeline, sales opportunities that you're trying to close, it's very hard to work on the nurturing aspect of it. Hence, that's why a marketing team is so valuable. But if your marketing team is not doing their job, or not actually supporting you effectively, then clearly your commissions are really going to suffer. What do you think? So you need to keep that continued engagement. Why? Even if they're not ready to buy, and this is another statistic, 80% leads are not ready to buy. They could be working with someone else. They may not have the need at the time, but regardless, the numbers are that high. So that means 80% of your contacts you will need to nurture. And the more you nurture, the more you stay top of mind. Top of mind is one of the real estate areas where you need to make sure that when they finally have that need, you're the first person they think about. And this is really, really important. So don't ever stop the conversation. It's kind of like why people use social media constantly. It's all about being top of mind. The content and sharing is all about top of mind. And even then, people are following thousands of profiles, doesn't guarantee they see your, but that's why it's so important to make it more personal. Use your WhatsApp, use your email, use your newsletters, and so forth. One of my clients, Arab Health, worked with the New Zealand Trade Commission, helped them with 14 different companies that came to the region just for this trade show. And we worked on a customized and curated training where they were able to create everything they needed to know about how they're going to optimize and strategize this event. We worked on the mapping, we worked on the app, how to utilize the app, all the target people that they need to reach, all their strategies for from a customer standpoint, for a strategic partnership standpoint. And then we talked about the communication, what the communication should look like, what they need to say, and what the outreach was. And clearly, it was all based on increasing their qualified leads, right? We even had a live practice where they were able to practice their elevator pitch, their qualifying, and even taking it through to connecting with them and locking in the next step of the sales meeting. Really important. And what did that convert to? Potential deals in the top pipeline, which is where I find the most success, because that's what I'm here to do, help people hit the bottom line. So imagine your future potential. You can turn every interaction into an opportunity. You can master the science of persuasion, understand body language, and really be tuned in to what people mean. You can win back your time. Win back time. Time is money. So why not? If you can basically win back that time so you could focus on really closing rather than the top part of the marketing funnel. And you can become unforgettable, because if people can remember who you are, this is a power, superpower. They say it's not who you know, but who knows you. So if you could be more unforgettable, then you're doing something right. And then not only that, but imagine closing with confidence with the right people that want to buy your product will give you so much more confidence to closing that deal and bringing it forward. Too many customers are doing it the wrong way. Too many salespeople are putting things in the pipeline and they haven't been qualified. They don't have an opportunity and they will never close because they have no awareness of their body language, what happened, and even where their problem areas are that they're trying to pitch for. So what I've done is basically given you a bundle. I can support you here. And this is why it's so important that you know who your resources are to help you optimize this next trade show. Power up your presence at the Arabian Travel Market. Let's do it. Let's unlock some real results with your team. It's all about the trade show training. So customize exclusive training for your team to talk about what their strategy is, their outreach, their communication, what their lead generation skills on site. They're going to have a WhatsApp for live event engagement so they can always reach out and get some support. They're going to have the post-event follow-up strategy that they need to follow. And this is for really any company coming into the region. If you're going to be at this trade show, you need to have all this already set up and part of your strategy blueprint. And if you don't, I can help you with this. So it's exclusively for only your business. It's good for sales teams. It's good for business development. It's good for teams that just need structure to do this. So I am saying, if you've listened to this, then you probably want to join me for some training before the trade show happens. It's only a couple hours that we'll put together, and we're going to make a special discounted rate for you. If you've listened to this show and you reach out and you say Arabian Travel Market, we'll give you a 30% discount for your team. That includes that live event support on a WhatsApp so people can engage and say, hey, I've run into this. What do I do? And I can tell you what to do. So usually it's costing about 14,000 dirhams. We're putting it in per rate. And clearly, depending on your sales team, that rate will vary. But this is for a total of 5 salespeople, business development, or even people standing at your stand. Could include a promo model. There's no doubt they could get some information and insight if they're working for your team. Could include your marketing team as well, depending on what they do or do not know. So I'm telling you, act now. It's a special offer just for this Arabian travel exhibition to make the most of your time at this show. Now, if you need extra support, I'm throwing in another limited time offer, which is all about the BizzAngels. Why not get some extra support? If you're stuck at a stand, then you're going to need someone to go out on your behalf, to go and find those leads, to meet as many people, to qualify them and bring them back to you. Yes, bring them back to your stand. Do the intro to you so you can take that conversation and get sales qualify it in a more effective way so you can actually close the deal. Now, girls are there available. We usually have a day rate, but we're bringing it down to only 3,000 dirhams per day for you for listening to the show. So this is an incredible offer because these girls are professional. They are, again, they get the training of your business. They're able to represent your brand without any of your involvement, and they can go with you or without you on the show floor. And like I said, on average, 5 marketing qualified leads an hour is what they're drumming up. And not only that, but after the show, they actually do the lead nurturing. So if you have a database that you gotta still qualify and find out, I didn't get to talk to them long, I really don't know whether or not they are an ideal client, these ladies will email, they will telephone, and they will WhatsApp to try to get you on a call with them and have a sales meeting. So they will give you a report every single week about what happens with those 3 points of contact. We handle all the communication. You don't have to even think. You just basically say, Rachel, I'm ready to go. And here, that's what we're going to do to try to make sure that you get the most bang for your buck when you're coming to this show. So do reach out. I have opening for questions for any time. So do reach out to me, hashtag Ask Rachel. If you got any questions, I'm ready to answer them. And here's all my contact information. And I can't thank you enough being here and listening to some of the key things you need to do to really make sure that you're going to be a superstar at the Arabian Travel exhibit happening in Dubai. Doesn't matter what trade show you go to, the strategy may change based on what you're trying to achieve, but the actual actions are always the same. So once you get this training, you can multiply it for every trade show you go to. And I'm here to help because that's what I love to do, elevate sales through human connection. So if you see that value and you want to get customers effectively communicating with you and your team and not be blocked by any of these challenges at these trade shows, then I look forward to talking to you and can't wait to hear from you. So I wish you guys all a wonderful luck, great success at this show. I hope you get lots of leads, make tons of connections, and really convert those connections into pipeline opportunity, because that's exactly what I want to see you do. And if you get some leads and you get some great opportunity with some of this advice, I'd love to hear from you. So let me know, how many leads did you meet? I know my BizzAngels are doing around 40 minimum a day. So can you hit that number? Because I'll take a BizzAngel against any salesperson on that show floor any day of the week. And I can't wait to hear what you have to say. I'll be there and I'll be talking to people, finding out, what is your business? What are you doing? Are you really effectively delivering your sales pitch, your elevator pitch, or are you not? So here I wish you show up and shine would be the ideal scenario. So are you going to show up? Or are you going to shine? We'll find out soon, but jump into the conversation. I'd love to know more. And I wish you all a wonderful, successful sales day.